Texas League Baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. We'd like to welcome you into our live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. And now the voice of the San Antonio Missions, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and hello, everybody. We welcome you into this Thursday night live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. It is the third game of our six-game set between the visiting Midland Rockhounds and your San Antonio Missions. Well, tonight, Missions are the Flying Chanclas here at the ballpark as we celebrate Taco Bell Value Night. As we get ready to have a pretty good Thursday night, and so far, gonna be a pretty good one. Don't forget, tomorrow is my birthday on Friday, May the 8th, as we'll have Flying Chanclas, my birthday, and $2 Dr. Pepper all night long. What a great deal that is. Series continues Saturday for Princess Night, as we'll have the Disney princesses coming out. And so far, everybody could come on in and have a pretty good time as you could dress up with a princess and enjoy the Disney songs and whatever you may have. But anyway, pretty good. Sunday afternoon, we'll conclude our six-game set with the visiting Midland Rockhounds. And then after that, we'll stay home on Monday and await the next following week as we take on the visiting Wichita Wind Surge. And so far, pretty good on that. Go online now at SanAntonioMissionsBaseball.com. Purchase and print your tickets from home. You can also download Bally Live. It's free. You can watch for free. And here on YouTube Live, you can download and watch the game here for free. Well, anyway, I'm joined in the booth by my partner, Bob, and gotta say, Midland winning yesterday morning a final score of 4-2 against San Antonio. And so far, it was a pretty good day as we got going for a Wednesday morning. And now as we look at it, we are Thursday night, where our last couple of games of this series. And so far, we still got a long way to go in this last of four games against Midland. And so far, pretty good. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Yeah, I got to say, Midland did a pretty good job securing the victory and, seeing if they will get another victory here today. And got to say, go be pretty good. Midland at 17-10. San Antonio is 13-16, which that is pretty good. And if the Missions win here tonight, that'd be really good as well. Oh, most definitely. Well, anyway, got to say, this is a brand new night for everybody, and we're just super excited that we're just about set to go here on this Thursday evening. And so far, well, everybody getting into the ball game and getting their tickets scanned, and so far taking their seats as we get ready for Thursday night baseball. Anyway, if y'all are big basketball fans, the San Antonio Spurs has actually been getting pretty good, and if they stay good, they'll be getting into the Western Conference Finals, and that means the championship series for them is coming. And so far, it will be pretty good. Yeah, I gotta say, I've been also seeing a lot of news reports about what's been going on in downtown San Antonio. I mean, there's been a lot of ruckus going around, a lot of Spur fans going crazy. And so far, they're getting out of hand. They caused about 3 to 5, maybe even more accidents than we could count. But anyway, it's getting out of hand, and so far, I think the San Antonio Police Department might need to come in and get the area cleared. And boy, just the civil unrest in downtown San Antonio, it's it's getting pretty bad, if you know what I mean. That is for sure. Well, anyway, if you are a Spurs fan, do not go crazy. Just cheer responsibly. And, I know the Spurs haven't won a championship in so long after Greg Popovich has left the Spurs. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a basketball fan. I never have been, but I've been hearing a lot about the San Antonio Spurs, and so far, a lot of people going crazy, as Bob has just mentioned about that. And so far, uh, everybody at night is going nuts, and you see people on cars, you see people popping fireworks, you see civil unrest and civil discord just going off the rails. And so far, yeah, it's because the San Antonio Spurs is winning these games. And so far, I bet if they lose these games, and probably they'll figure out, hey, it's just a game and we don't need to go crazy because basketball is just basketball. Yeah, it's kind of like our San Antonio Missions, our baseball team here is just baseball. It's a really good sport and we love it. And so far, like it or not, it is still a pretty good team. That is for sure. But anyway, about set to go as we wrap up the pregame show. And so far to bring you the latest news of what is going on. And so far on this cloudy Thursday evening, we are just about set to go for this third of 6 games. Don't forget, we are having a birthday stream starting on Friday, so tomorrow is going to be a pretty good time. Send all your birthday wishes and everything that you may have. And I bet you a lot of my friends on Facebook will be getting ready to send me a lot of birthday wishes as well. Yeah, that's for sure, John. They'll definitely do that and get something going. Well, anyway, being the last day of being 32 years old, and so far a pretty good summer as we get things rocking and ready to go here this evening. So we'll take you downstairs now as we'll present this one here. And so far, a pretty good night. So Flying Chancla's now taking the field as we get ready to go here for Game 3 against Midland. Rockhounds wearing their orange jerseys tonight, and the Missions wearing the Flying Chanclas as we get ready to go. Victor Lizaratka coming in now for San Antonio. And so far, a 95 on the 4-seam curveball changeup and a 2-seam fastball getting ready to go. Leo Dallas DeVries, the first batter up for Midland, is about ready to go. And here is the first pitch, and that one is got high in the air straight away. The shortstop will get her, and that is out number 1. So 1 high fly, 1 pitch, 1 out, and so far a pretty good one as DeVries, the first man to get out in the Midland order. And the starting lineups look like that on your screen. And so far pretty good. Here is second baseman Colby Halter. And here's the windup and the stretch, and that's a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-1. So far, pretty good evening thus far. temperature-wise, 79 degrees as we have the cloud cover. And that one is going to be a high pop-up, out of play and foul as it goes into the audience. The windup and the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. And that is out number 2. And that'll bring in Nate Nankiel. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the Rockhounds' first inning. No balls and 1 strike the count now. Love the orange and grays. It was blue and white yesterday as home white uniforms, but even a road blue would definitely go pretty good. So we definitely have an orange and blue combination when it comes to the Rockhounds wearing them type of colors. That one squared it away and found the count now 0-2. Great crowd we have here on this Thursday night, Taco Bell Value Night. That one is right there, up to right field, and that's going to get through for the base hit. Here comes Nankiel, and he's safely aboard at second with a 2-out double. And so far, he gets there safely as we look at the instant replay. And most evidently, getting into scoring position. Here is C.J. Pitaro, as he'll take that one in for a strike, and it's the count now 0-1. Well, I think Midland can scratch in a couple of runs if C.J. Pitaro can get a home run. That is for sure, Bob. He can absolutely do it. Squared high in the air, straight away right field. And the right fielder will get it and take it himself. And that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for Midland. As we head now to the bottom of the first, and it's no score through the top half of 1. Blake Beers, a right-hander, getting on the mound for Midland. 96 four-seam slider, curveball, and a changeup. We'll get going here for the visiting Midland Rockhounds. And so far, pretty good here in this one. The shortstop is Luis Verdugo as he'll come in, filling in the spot of our injured teammate, Francisco Acuna, who's literally been out since the second game of last week in Tulsa. Yeah, I gotta say, John, that was pretty rough around the edges when he got an ankle injury. And so far, that was not good when we heard the report of what happened. And they took him to the Tulsa Metropolitan Hospital, and they told him he's going to have to stay off of it 2 to 3 months in order for it to heal up and get better. Well, that is for sure. Or it could be longer than that. Well, anyway, the starting lineups look like this. And so far, here they are on the side of your screen here. So anyway, yeah, it took my dad about 2 to 3 months to heal up from his injury. That's about the same as Francisco Acuna, especially twisted an ankle, which that right there is rough. Yep. I mean, you're not wrong there, Bob. I mean, accidents like that could easily happen if you step wrong. And most evidently, I think that's what happened to Acuna. He stepped wrong and injured himself. Yeah, I gotta say, it's pretty rough when you think about it. Yeah, it is. No balls, 2 strikes to the center fielder, Kai Roberts. And here's the pitch. And that is going to get down, maybe even extra bases. That'll hit the base of the wall. And Roberts going to get everybody double meat cheeseburger coupons courtesy of Whataburger. It's a 1-out double for the center fielder, Kai Roberts. Man, what a way to get on base. That was a beautiful base hit as we all looked at it. Now here is Ethan Salas. Salas coming in, ready to go, and he'll take a slider and inside for a strike. And the count now 0-1. We got a good crowd here tonight, right, Bob? The whole house is just filling up. Yeah, I gotta say, it's pretty nice when we all look at it. Oh, for sure. No balls and 2 strikes now, the count. The 0-2. And that's going to be right there, straight to second, right in time to first. But the runner will move up 90 feet away from scoring in.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, Romeo.
Well, the first baseman, Romeo Sanabria, coming in. Four games left with Midland after, well, this one and 3 more in next week, or this week, I would say, but a run in to score. Well, it'd be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Are you making any sense there, John? Are you a little bit lost? I don't know, Bob. I guess I am a little bit. But anyway, yeah, after tonight, 3 games remain against Midland. Here's Braden Carpathio, says that will be in for a strike, and the count now 0-1. San Antonio delivered that 1-run single by the 4-hole hitter. I do apologize if I was a little bit lost and stuff, but most evidently I'll do a little bit better. I'm getting pretty good by the day. So no balls, 2 strikes to Braden Carpathios, and he's going to power that one. That is getting down the base hit, and that's going to put runners at second and third. They put the brakes on, and they don't chance it any more than that, because if you try to get off to the home plate area, you try to score in a run, and you just might get kicked off. Simple as that. Designated hitter, Albert Fabian. Fabian coming in will take an inside strike, and it's the count now 0-1. Gray skies here tonight here at the ballpark, and comfortable 75 degrees. As getting into the latter part of the evening. Hey, is there any rain in the forecast? I don't know, Bob. Probably not. That one is going to be lofted high in the air, straight away, up, and that is gone. And San Antonio, first home run of the day to the designated hitter, Albert Fabian, will put that one out of reach. And it's 4-0. Wow. That was a good base hit right there, John. Yeah, it sure was, and it was right off the scoreboard. But I tell you one thing, pretty good on top of that, as he tried to bring it back. I don't reckon that manager's happy at all with that starter, Blake Beers. I don't even doubt that for a moment there, Bob, because if anybody was that bad struggling, then I tell you one thing, it's not good if he goes out there and has a talk with him. He'd be like, hey, look, you know, that 3-run shot that you gave up, yeah, you're going to get the 4 runs tagged on you, and there you go. Well, Albert Fabian picking up a 3-run home run as he blisters that one over the wall, but 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Or nobody left, I should say. We head to the top of the second inning, and San Antonio leads it 4-0. About set to go for the top half of the second inning right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Luke Mann up now to bat for Midland as we get set to go for the second inning here in San Antonio. And the windup and the pitch is fouled in the way. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count, and here's the pitch. And that right there fouled in the way. The count now 0-2. Here's the pitch. High in the air, straightaway up to right field. Carpathios on his horse makes the grab, and there is out number 1.
Batting fifth, the third baseman, Tommy White.
Well, Tommy White, the third baseman, coming in against Victor Lizarraga. It's Lizarraga. Can you... I know, Bob. I know what you're going to say. Can you sound it out? Right there. Hit the third. Flip the first in time, and there's 2 down. Hey, you're getting pretty good, but you still need to sound out your words a little bit more. Well, thank you for that, Bob. Captain Obvious here just wants me to try to sound some things out, but I'll do my level best in doing that. So Victor Lizarraga, there you go. Now you're saying it the right way. Okay, Bob, that's enough. Don't judge me by what I'm doing. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. Okay. Here's the 0-2. That one fouled off and still sees another. Hey, and I've been doing this for 6 years. For you, it's only been 5 years. Yeah, you beat me by 1 year. And right there, that's a play made, and that will do for that half inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one on for Midland as we now head to the bottom of the second, and it is 1-0 San Antonio. 4-0. Major look. Left fielder Kai Murphy coming in. San Antonio 4, Midland nothing. Bottom of the second, Kai Murphy up to the plate. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit to right. And boy, he comes out of the bullpen, immediately hits the first pitch he sees. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Marcos Castañon. Castañon getting in and ready to go here tonight. San Antonio 4-0 here in this half inning. Waiting to get going. Now when it's hit the third, the straightaway second, they get them both, a double play, and that will erase the hit. And a base runner gets easily eliminated after grounding into one of those. The shortstop is Luis Verdugo as we're back to the top of the San Antonio lineup. And the pitch is welling in for a strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. And the pitch. High in the air, straightaway center. Under it is the center fielder. Will make the play, and that's the inning over. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. And we're going to the third, San Antonio leading it 4-0. Jared Dickey will be back as he'll get started for the third inning for Midland when we come back. About set to go for the third inning right now. The Mission's Baseball Network. Jared Dickey getting us started for the top of the third. 8-9-1 due up for Midland. They are 4 trailing the game against San Antonio here today, as that's taken well and in for a strike. And the count now, 0-1. Hey, John, I got something to say to you. Yeah, what is it? I'm sorry for making fun of you early. Oh, it's no problem, man. I know you're just giving me a hard time, and I understand that. But I will do better to sound out the guy's last name. Okay. Well, that one is going to be fouled in the way. The count now at 0-2. Well, anyway, I don't care how you pronounce his name. I was just giving you a hard time and cutting up with you. I was kind of figuring you were doing that. And right there, called third strike at Dickey is down. And that is out number 1 as Lizarraga getting the first strikeout here in the third inning. The windup and the pitch is in to C.J. Rodriguez as he comes in. The 0-1 delivery. And that is fouled off right behind the backstop. And the count now 0-2. And the pitch fouls that one off. And still hanging on. Here's the pitch. That one, ground ball, straight away up to second base. And that is going to be an error on the first baseman. Ooh. So that is not good. Well, Castañon will pass that to the first baseman. And he'll get flagged on the error. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in as he'll chop that one foul. And the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, the count, and the pitch. That one is skied high in the air straight away. Near the second base area is where Castañon is going to be. And that is out number 2. Colby Halter coming in now. 0 for 1, a strikeout. Here's the pitch. And that is in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. The count, 2 out, runner at first. After an error on San Antonio's first baseman. If you believe, I forgot his name too. That one high in the air, straight away up at right field. And that one is gone. And Midland by Colby Halter is getting on. And that's an easy 2-run shot for Halter. Man, I gotta say, John, you're getting pretty going on that one. You know, it was Romeo Sanabria there at first base getting the error. So I do apologize if I'm waiting to find a name for that first baseman, but we knew it was him. And that one is popped foul. The count now 0-1. Nankill is a 1-for-1 double. And yes, we apologize. I think it's been a long day, and so far, I got a pretty good sleep in last night. Oh, did you? Yeah. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that is right there, straight away up through center field for a base hit. Man, and they get pretty good hitting on that baseball, ain't they? Yeah, they sure are. They're getting up there. they're trying to be a match point ball game against San Antonio, and here is CJ Pitaro as he'll come in with a 0-1 count. 0 for 1, a flyout by Pitaro. Got a great afternoon, early evening crowd still piling in for the ball game. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to pitch. And that is fouled off. So anyway, pretty good. Here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss. And that will do it. But Colby Halter will come with a 2-run home run as he nails it out of the ballpark. San Antonio still leading this game 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the third here in this one. Kai Roberts, the center fielder, coming in now as we get ready to go here in the bottom of the third for the Missions. And that is right there, straightaway center, and through for a hit. They're getting pretty good as they're just really getting something going in this one. Blake Beers giving up 6 hits and 4 runs in this ball game, and I bet that manager is not happy with him. Yeah, I don't think if I was a manager for Midland, I wouldn't be happy either. No, that is for sure. But if you make that manager mad, I tell you one thing, he might just get you in a headlock and put boo-boos on your head. A boo-boo? What do I look like, a 3-year-old? And that is right there. Driven out of here nicely, it is gone. And San Antonio packs that one out of here. First one by Ethan Salas. And that right there just shows it. It was gone. Well, the umpire cam will see where that was. And that was well hit to straightaway center. Now 442 foot. Just a pretty good spot here in this one. And now Romeo Sanabria coming in. 1-for-1 RBI single in the first. San Antonio leading this ball game 6-2 against Midland. Just a gray sky evening. But evidently not too bad. It's nice and warm out here at the ballpark. Yeah, I gotta say, John, it absolutely is. But most definitely, it will be a pretty good day tomorrow for your birthday. We'll have fair skies, blue, and yeah, the sun will be back out. Well, for sure. We'll have $2 Dr. Pepper night presented by the Flying Chanclas. And so far, a pretty good one. Well, as I say, as it's your last day being 32 years old, happy early birthday, man. Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. And for a lot of those that are sending me birthday wishes in the stream, thank you so much. And yeah, letters are good too. Well, they might just send you some letters and say, hey, happy birthday, send me a birthday card, will you? Well, that'd be pretty nice. Here is the 0-1 delivery. And that is right there, straightaway center, and that's through for a hit. Boy, San Antonio doing pretty good. 4 runs in the bottom of the first, 2 in this half inning. Make it 6 for the Missions. And pretty good on top of that. Fabian was one of those boys who hit the 3-run shot in the first inning. is 1 for 1. So pretty good night for him when he comes through. Well, we got Avant and Robles, a righty and a lefty, warming up here. And so far, a pretty good one indeed is getting going. And that is in for the called strike 3. And that is the 4th for Blake Beers. Rosemond Verdugo coming in now, runner at first. 2 down here in this game. That's going to be right there. Line straight away right field, and the right fielder will cut it off. And with that, the side is retired. Well, evidently, the 4th inning about ready to go, when San Antonio leading it 6-2. Luke Manwhite and Bovias will lead it for Midland as we get back in the broadcast after commercial messages. Now set to go for the top half of the 4th, right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Luke Mann coming up now, 5'6", due up against Victor Lizarraga, as he'll hit that one high in the air, straight away left center field, and that's a quick out, number 1. Man, that was a high fly right there, John, and got to be pretty upset that that wasn't far enough out there in the straightaway center area. Well, I got to know that one. A feeling of not being successful in getting that one out of the ballpark, too. No balls, 1 strike now to Tommy White. Here's the 0-1, and that's a swing and a miss. The count now, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one is chopped foul, and there's still the count, 0-2. Thursday night baseball, Friday tomorrow. Happy birthday. And right there to Sanabria, as he'll take that one himself for out number 2. Well, that'll bring in Brian Bovias, who's 0 for 1, a strikeout. There is the pitch to him, and that is out of play, foul. And the count now at 0-1. So, after tonight, we'll have 3 games left with Midland. Next week against Wichita. High in the air, straightaway up the right field. And the right fielder will get it, and he'll pull it down for the out. And with that, the side is retired. Bottom half of the 4th inning set to go. San Antonio leading at 6-2. Murphy, Castañon, and Verdugo will lead it. And here's the left fielder, Kai Murphy. 1 for 1 single. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here in San Antonio. I gotta say, a pretty good evening thus far. I mean, especially the cloud cover, the gray skies. Don't you just like it when it's this beautiful blue sky and sun going down with the hue of those clouds? I like that too there, John, but tonight we just don't see it here this evening. Yeah, that's for sure. But anyway, a pretty good night thus far. San Antonio up by 4 runs. Well, Kai Murphy getting struck out, and that's the 5th strikeout for Blake Beers. Well, most evidently, that's between a slider and a 4-seam fastball. 56% the 4-seam, a 44 on the slider. So that tells you that confidence is pretty good. And what are you watching, Bob? Oh, yeah, apologize for that. It looked like another ball game on the computer. Well, we got to keep everything nice and quiet while we're doing the broadcast and stuff. But anyway, Castañon is 0 for 1. It's 0 for 2. Pretty good on that. Here's a high flyer, straightaway center. No on that one as it goes to straight away center. Well, here is Luis Verdugo as he comes in, a strikeout and a flyout here tonight. Is 0 for 2 to the shortstop. Gotta say, Francisco Acuna, we got word from him that he'll be out at least 3 months. So we definitely might see him as we get into the month of July, so that'd be pretty good. That is up there as Verdugo gets a home run. And now San Antonio now leading by 5. Wow, that is really good when we all look at it. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say there, Bob, it's pretty good to see San Antonio getting going in this ball game. Yeah, they're doing pretty good there, John. Yeah, they really are. Well, here comes the manager, as that's going to do for the starter, Blake Beers. And he has seen enough of his performance here tonight. A disappointing evening for the starter here. And so far, it didn't win his way tonight for some doubtful reason. But now they'll turn it over to a right-hander, Corey Avant. It was a 4-seam, a slider, a curveball. And pretty much he is out pitching in relief for Midland. Roberts coming in is 2 for 2 a double, single, and 2 runs. So hopefully a pretty good evening, even for San Antonio and the Rockhounds. And that's going to be high in the air straight away. And that's gone. And Kai Roberts gets one. Uh-oh. Now that's going to make a manager change his mind if he has to pull the reliever out of this ball game. And so far, anybody that doesn't have confidence won't last out there for too long on the mound. That is for sure, Bob. And so far, if you can't get out there and start throwing enough quality strikes, and you're just giving up home runs, and that will literally just beat you up and take your lunch money later. Ethan Salas coming in is 1 for 2 with a 2-run shot he had last time up. Back in the 3rd inning. And that is right there and in for a strike, and the count now 0-2. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that is called 3rd strike, and they got him. And anyway, as we look at it, a few runs come in on 4 hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Now we head to the top half of the 5th inning. San Antonio out in front, 8-2. About set to go for the top of the 5th. Right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. Jared Dickey going on in the top of the 5th inning for Midland. 8-9-1 due up for him as we get ready to go. That's a high pop-up out of play. Foul territory. The 3rd baseman getting after it. And boy, again, like the previous inning, that is rough around the edges to try to get something going. Well, look at Victor Lizarraga's stats, and so far that 74% is the confidence of that 4-seam fastball. And so far pulling up the stats on that, which is pretty good. We could do that. That's high fly in the air straight away. And that's not going to get in time, as that's going to get through for a base hit. So a 1-out triple comes into place. And now Midland has their 3rd run awaiting on. So pretty good right there, John, as he could get in there and try to get something going. Well, that is for sure. Here's Leo Dallas DeVries as he'll come in. Take that one in for a strike, and the count now at 0-1. 2 pop-outs is 0 for 2 by DeVries here tonight. And that is a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-2. 0-2 one more time. That's a high pop-up straight away. Out in foul territory, the 3rd baseman will run it down. And that is out number 2. Colby Halter coming up now. as we get ready to go. And that is going to be pelted. That one's deep. And that's going to get down for extra bases. One run in. And here comes another run on third. So San Antonio leading it by 5, and it could be a make-or-break situation as Midland is still trailing this game. And so far, well, they're just getting going tonight. Yeah, they sure are. High in the air, straight away. Third base getting after it, makes the play, and that ends the inning. But Colby Halter gets one through across the score, courtesy of this solo shot. And we now hit bottom of the 5th. It's 8-3 as San Antonio leads it by 5. Romeo Sanabria getting ready to come in. Now set to go for the bottom of the 5th. Right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Romeo Sanabria leading it here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 4, 5, and 6 due up against Corey Avant. As first pitch in for a strike is the count now 0-1. I'll call this evening a birthday eve, as it is May the 7th. And that is getting down through for a base hit. Here comes a runner in the scoring position to Sanabria. And that is why everybody gets double meat cheeseburger coupons courtesy of Whataburger. Whataburger has always been served hot and fresh 24/7 for all of San Antonio. Surrounding cities like Kerrville, Bernie, Lavernia, all them towns out there. Just really good. Here is right fielder Braden Carpathios as he'll take inside a strike. It's 0-1. A double single, 2 for 2 here tonight to the right fielder. Just a absolutely cloudy night. Can't even tell if the moon is out. Well, definitely not going to see any stars here tonight, but most definitely tomorrow evening is when we'll see the sun and the moon and stars right after that. So Carpathios is down for a strikeout. And here is the designated hitter, Albert Fabian. 1 for 2, a home run, 3 RBIs, which on top of that home run was the 3-run shot he had back in the, should I say, was it the first inning? Yeah, it's got to be the first inning there, John, as we all know. But a pretty good night for Albert Fabian. And there he goes. That's going to get down, line drive. That's a base hit. And make that another one coming in. Wow, just a pretty good base hit right there, and it puts in a run. And now San Antonio leads it 9-3. Osman Verdugo coming in is 0 for 2. And that's going to be lofted high in the air. And that's not going to be enough for a tag up, so the runner at second is going to stay put. Well, Kai Murphy coming in now. Cheese or chicken, I guess it could go both. Well, Murphy is in. 0-1 the count now, 2 away, and a runner on second. And that one is crushed. And that is gone. Boy, in San Antonio, you're getting the home crowd fired up there, John. Yeah, 410 foot in the home run distance. Exit velocity, 106. Man, pretty good. Is getting on top of that. Well, here comes the Rockhounds manager, and that is not surprising him enough that his starter and also his reliever not finding confidence out there on the mound. Yeah, that's kind of rough around the edges, don't you think, John? Oh, wholeheartedly agree with you, man. Stevie Emanuel's coming in, a four-seam slider and a cutter getting going for Midland. Our score is 11-3 here in this ball game. San Antonio had 4 runs bottom of the first. They had 2 in the third and fourth innings. And now looking at 3 here in the bottom of the fifth. You know, I think Midland is really starting to lose it here tonight.
Nope, ball.
Well, right there in the count now is 1 ball, 1 strike.
Strike 2.
And that is strike 2. And the count now 1-2. I've seen some high-scoring affairs, especially these guys there at Franco Park. I think was it a couple years ago, but we'll talk about it as we go through the broadcast. And so far against the Amarillo Sod Poodles, the final score was Midland 25 and Amarillo 9, which that was rough. Yeah, after the rain delay that they had, that is rough. Well, here's a look of this half of the game. And so far, starting to turn out to be a pretty good one here tonight as we look at the home runs just popping out of the yard by San Antonio hitters. Well, we go to the top half of the 6th inning, and here's your line look. San Antonio, boy, look at those numbers. 4 in the bottom of the first, 2, 3, and 4, 5 in the 3. And so far, Midland's got a lot of ground to catch up here tonight. C.J. Pacharo to lead it off here for Midland, and that is fouled in the, well, I would say that's a strike in the inside corner. And the count now 0-1. Victor Lizarraga at 53 pitches, and he'll foul that one off. And the count now at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that's a high pop-up straight away up the left. And Kai Murphy will run it down for out number 1. Well, Salas is coming in and is ready to go. Here is Luke Mann. Mann coming in will take an inside strike, and it's the count now 0-1. San Antonio 11, Midland 3, top of the 6th. And that's a high pop-up straightaway center. And, yep, that goes to the center fielder, Kai Roberts, as that will be for out number 2. Third base is Tommy White as he'll come in. He'll play the hot corner tonight. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Our proud broadcast brought to you in part by West Creek Trail Rides, our proud sponsor of San Antonio Missions Baseball. They've been a proud sponsor since 2024. At least a few years, but most evidently pretty good. Well, we head for the bottom half of the 6th inning with San Antonio out in front, 11-3. Luis Verdugo, Roberts, and Salas will get things going as we come back to the broadcast in a few moments. Now set to go for the bottom of the 6th right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Luis Verdugo coming in now as he'll take an inside strike. We welcome you back to our broadcast here in San Antonio on this Thursday evening. Flying Chanclas and Rockhounds going head-to-head to battle this one and see who wins this game here tonight. Verdugo coming in. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a high pop-up straightaway up the left field. And that is a quick out number 1, caught by the left fielder, number 12. Well, the center fielder, Kai Roberts coming in, 3 for 3. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be driven up nicely deep. That is gone. And what a moonshot. Second home run of the day. Guy Roberts getting 2 tonight. And man, I tell you what, pretty good night for him for San Antonio. It's now 12-3 Missions. Man, I tell you, it is just a whooping home run demolition derby for San Antonio. They've been knocking them out of the ballpark almost the whole evening nearly, for sure. That was leading off the bottom of the 1st inning when they started, a 4-run shot. But 3 coming into the 1 prospect that hit it out. Well, that is for sure. Ethan Salas coming in. No ball, 2-strike count. And the pitch. And that is called third strike. And that is out number 2. Romeo Sanabria, 2 for 3, a double single. 2 runs, an RBI. Don't forget Friday Night Baseball live tomorrow as we get ready to go. That one is high and outside, and the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Nobody on. Bottom of 6. And that one's getting crushed. And boom. There goes one for Romeo Sanabria. Man, and they're just really hitting it tonight. You know, no doubt about it. They're letting it fly. And I think San Antonio has already decided who's going to take this one here tonight. Well, it's not going to be determined until the top half of the 9th inning, and so far the final out would determine who wins this one in the 9th inning. But the manager, third time around, comes out of the dugout, and that is the third prospect getting out of the ball game. Now here's the 4th one, a left-hander, Domingo Robles, will get in and get things started here for Midland. And so far, going to turn out to be a pretty interesting evening. So San Antonio leading this game by 10 runs. And that is in for a cold strike to the right fielder, Braden Carpathios, who's 2 for 3, a double single and a run. And the pitch is in for a strike. And the count now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And here's the pitch right there, called third strike. And with that, the side is retired. Boy, so now make it another couple more runs. And at least 2 to come in. We now head for the 7th. San Antonio leading it 13-3. So we'll be right back in this one as we get things ready to go as we head to the 7th inning for Midland. About set to go for the top of the 7th inning. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. 13-3, San Antonio leading this game as we enter into the 7th inning as Brian Bovias coming in against Victor Lizarraga as he'll hit that one high in the air straight away, and that is caught by the catcher. And for out number 1, just a wasted opportunity as he gets in and gets something going. Jared Dickey coming in. Already 60 pitches now for Lizarraga. And that is out of play, foul. The count now 0-1. Well, time is going to be called as here comes the manager for the Missions. And so far, that's going to do for tonight's starter for Victor Lizarraga. Well, he'll approach the mound now, and so far, a great stellar performance as he gets going here this evening, and pretty good one indeed here against the Rockhounds. And now that'll bring in Justin Yeager. 96 on the four-seam, a splitter slider, and a two-seam fastball. But most evidently for a Taco Bell value night, this has been Demolition Derby night. Kind of felt like it was. Here's the 0-1. That's a swing and a miss, and the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes the count now to Dickey. And the pitch. That's a high pop-up. And that'll get down as he can't catch up to it. And that's going to put a runner in scoring position now as second. And so far, pretty good on top of that. Midland now trying to get back in the ball game, but still have to make up 10 runs to prove that they could get in there. No balls, 1 strike the count now. Rodriguez was a triple 1 for 2 here tonight. He's got to absolutely love the orange uniforms for the Rockhounds. Very colorful. Yeah, I got to say, John, it's kind of nice. But don't you miss the dark blue and oranges? Yeah, for sure. The old look, which that was the RH logo. And that's right there, straight away, up the center field. And the run is in to score. And Midland will get one back. So pretty good right there, John. They're trying to make a little push come. And that one's going to be high flying in the air. Straight away up to left field is Kai Murphy. And that is out number 2. Well, San Antonio still getting pretty good. A 13-4 ball game. Here's Colby Halter. Had 3 RBIs last time around. Is 2 for 3.
Foul ball.
And that's going to be a foul ball. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch in for the strike. And the count now at 0-2. Don't forget, we have 7th inning stretch coming at the ballpark. And so far, here we go. High in the air, straight away, up to left field. And the left fielder will make the play, and that ends the inning. Thursday night, take me out to the ball game here in San Antonio. The Mission's up in front, 13-4. Well, we're going to give you the 7th inning stretch as we'll get ready to head to the bottom half of the 7th inning when we come back. Well, glad you came up for the seventh inning stretch as we get ready to go. The bottom half of the seventh inning, about ready to go. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. Albert Fabian coming in. And so far, he was the man that did it in the bottom of the first, a three-run homer, as he's a 2 for 3. Lefty Johnston is getting loose out there for Midland. So far, a pretty good one. 0-1 the count now to Fabian. And that is in for a strike, and the count now at 0-2. Boy, it's a big margin for San Antonio. 13-4, bottom of 7. And that one is crushed. And man, I tell you what, they just keep going. Second home run of the day. And now that's 4 RBIs for him. Man, I tell you what, that is just pretty good for San Antonio as they come in and they're just getting it done here tonight. They know their job. And so far, they got her done most indefinitely here tonight. That is for sure. Rosemont Verdugo coming in now. We go 7, 8, 9, bottom half of the lineup as in for a strike. And it's the count now 0-1. Man, I wouldn't be surprised how far Midland has to catch up in order to get something going. No, that's for sure. And right there in the end is strike 2. And the count now at 0-2. 14-4, bottom of 7. That's right there. Ground ball straight away up to short. And time. And there's out number 1. Kind of reminds me of what happened against, well, Wichita was going up against Arkansas. And boy, that was a whooping. I think it was 17-7 at one time. But yeah, the Wind Surge, pretty strong team from Wichita, Kansas. And so far, I gotta say, that team will blow you away like a tornado. Well, that's why they're part of a North Division team there for the Minnesota Twins. And yeah, pretty good right there. Here's Marcos Castañon. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th inning here in San Antonio. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And right there it goes. And it is gone. Castañon gets a homer. Man, I tell you what, that is just rough around the edges as they come in and get something going. Oh, that is for sure. Now it's 15-4. And these home runs are getting out of here as fast as cage lightning. Well, here comes the manager once again. This is the 4th time he comes out. And the 4th time he has to replace a pitcher. They had to replace the starter, and now 3 of the relievers are gone. Will Johnston coming in now. It's a 4-seam, slider, splitter, curveball, and a cutter. Getting ready to come out now for Midland. But so far, San Antonio has been doing pretty good in this broadcast. And so far, this could be the start of the win streaks for them. Yeah, I got to say, John, they can really get some wins going. Well, especially for San Antonio. And so far, I mean, I'll tell you one thing, John. It most definitely could. No ball, 2 strike to count. And right there, called third strike, as that will end the inning. And that will do it. Add a few more runs to the board as we'll head to the 8th inning. San Antonio leading it 15-4. Well, we'll head to our commercial message as Nate Nankiel will get going here for Midland in this one. Now set to go for the 8th inning. Right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. 15-4 here as we get going. Nate Nankiel coming up now for Midland. And the pitch is high flying in the air, foul. And the count now 0-1. Just a blowout game for San Antonio, and so far that's just coming in really good. Yeah, for sure, John. It's getting up there. And now they're going to intentionally walk him as Nankiel, they won't pitch to him.
The first baseman, number 10,
CJ Pitaro coming in. And they're going to step off a call time. And that's going to be another one. Now 2-1 and nobody out. Luke Mann coming in is 0 for 3, flight out in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch. High in the air, straight away. And they're looking for it. And it drops. But they'll get an out at second. And now that will be corners loaded. And so far, pretty good on top of that. You gotta say, it is pretty good when we all look at it. Always a good thing. Here's the third baseman, Tommy White, 0 for 3. It's ground out. Grounded out is 0 for 3. And the pitch. High in the air, pop up right behind home plate. And that is out number 2. You don't like those, and neither do I, but any batter that comes up to the plate knows that they may not like themselves after that one. Oh, wasted time to get on base and stuff. Ryan Bovia's coming in now. The count now 0-1. San Antonio leading it 15-4 here in the top of the 8th inning. And so far, pretty good for the Missions, having being up 11 runs ahead of Midland. And that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away, and that's getting down. 1-run scores. Here comes another one. And now it's a 9-run ball game for San Antonio as Jared Dickey comes in. And the pitch. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-1. The 2-run double for the Rockhounds. And Dickey trying to get in and get something going. Here's the 0-1. And that's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. Here is the pitch. And that is popped foul. And the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one is crushed. And boy, that could have been a lot worse. That will go out of play, 1 inch out of the foul pole. And that could have been an easy home run if it would have stayed a few inches. Hit the video board right on top of that. Here's the 0-2. Right
That's
there,
a foul
out of
ball.
play, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. They got him. And that will end the half inning. 2 runs come in, 3 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 on. We head now to the bottom of the 8th. San Antonio leading it 15-6. Kai Roberts coming in as we'll get going for the bottom of the 8th for San Antonio in this one. Now set to go for the bottom half of the 8th inning. Right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. Kai Roberts leading it off, 2, 3, and 4, due up against Will Johnston. As that is inside for a strike, the count now 0-1. Well, starting to see the clouds starting to break up a little bit. But most evidently, the moon peeking through. Frisk, a right-hander warming up in the Rockhounds bullpen. So far, so good here in this one. And that is out for out number 1. And Johnston trying to prove himself to the Midland Association. The managers that are watching him here tonight, at least they went through 4 pitchers. And it wasn't looking good for a big, long period of time for the Rockhounds. Yeah, I gotta say, they've been giving up way too many of them hits, and so far San Antonio just, getting all the home runs, and they have the home field advantage right now. And that's ground ball straight away first in time. And that is out number 2 as the first baseman takes it himself to the bag for the out. Romeo Sanabria, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs and 3 runs. And so far, a great home crowd we have here tonight. A crowd of San Antonians that love the Missions. I love this ballpark too. Yeah, I gotta say, John, it's getting pretty interesting when we all look at it. But evidently, it's getting pretty good. Man, who's turning on that music? Well, that's okay. It's Flying Chocolate's night tonight. Here's the 0-2 up to the center field area, and that will do it. Inning over. So no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody on. 9th inning coming up. San Antonio leads it 15-6. Now set to go for Midland. C.J. Rodriguez, 2 for 3, triple single, RBI, and 2 runs. Going up against Justin Yeager. And that is in for the strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's in for the strike. And the count now 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that is the second strikeout for Justin Yeager as he comes in. 0 for 4 pop out in the first inning. 2 outs left for Midland. Here is Leo Dallas DeVries as he comes in. Hits that one high in the air straight away. And they're an out away from claiming a victory here tonight for San Antonio. Colby Halter is 2 for 4 home run, a triple, 3 RBIs, and a run. That is pretty good. Here's the pitch to him, and that is going to be high pop-up, straight away out in right field, and that is foul. Boy, San Antonio have a pretty good lead. And here's the 0-1. Out of play as that goes out. And no balls and 2 strikes. 1 more. Here it is, and that is fouled off. Here's the pitch. And still protecting the plate. As that is still an 0-2 count. 2 outs, nobody on. San Antonio 15, Midland 6. And still holding it off. Here's the 0-2. That's a high pop-up. Straight away, in time, and the Missions win it. And so far, the Thursday night ball game comes to an end. And San Antonio claiming the 14th of the season against the Midland Rockhounds. Well, evidently, Victor Lizarraga getting the win. Blake Beers will get the loss. And so far, the starter not having a good night after that. Pretty good night for a Thursday evening, I should say. And most evidently, we've had a lot of fun as San Antonio claimed the W here. And now tomorrow, my birthday. And so far, we're having a birthday stream. And so far, yep, the final hours are upon me as we'll have Friday night baseball. And so far, our last of this series getting ready to come. Well, anyway, we can't wait to see y'all again tomorrow evening as we'll have another edition of San Antonio Missions Baseball here in this one. So we'll be back tomorrow evening as we bring you another one. Versing off the Midland Rockhounds. So have a good night. Safe travel home. The final score, San Antonio 15, Midland 6.